Hey everybody, and welcome to a remorseful wild ride with Steve-O. There's no other way to say it. I've taken a bunch of L's recently. It's been weighing me down, and if I'm honest, I wish I would have recorded this podcast and put it up sooner so that I could just get it off my chest, you know? I think that the most important thing in life is to acknowledge when you've messed up, when you've come up short. Acknowledge it. Take it on the chin, accept the L, and move forward having learned from it. And that's what I tried to do with this episode. Call me what you will, but somebody who hides from an L, I do not think I am. And that's why this episode is special, and it's also the last one of the year, ladies and gentlemen, people of the universe. So I hope you're enjoying your holidays, and I hope your year was great. I hope your next year's even better, and let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, people of the universe, I bring to you me.
And Scott Randolph.
And your boy Skinny Vinny here. What's up, everybody?
Okay, off camera, we've got Isaac, and I'm just going to start off by saying that I've taken a number of L's lately.
Quite a few.
Yeah, I've been effectively hiding out in Tennessee on a ranch. I've made my time dedicated to cutting wood.
Yeah.
Wait, you're out here because you're taking L's and you're hiding out?
I mean, I don't know. Like I've been in a little bit of a funk. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. So we might as well start with.
That's why you're out here?
It's not why I'm out here. It's not why I'm out here, but I'm out here just feeling like, man, like I just want to unplug and I want to hide out. Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Your obsession to cutting firewood is really funny. Every time Scott texts the group chat, hey, dude, can you confirm this? We need this confirmed. And the only thing we get back is a video of you chopping wood.
Or a photo of a stack of wood.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, let's start with the biggest L of them all, it would seem, is my appearance on the Danny Brown podcast.
Mm-hmm.
What happened there?
I had a couple of offenses on there, and I'm going to completely cop to both of them. First and foremost, I offended everybody, but I don't know if I personally offended Danny Brown himself. But while I was on the podcast, I asked Danny Brown, like, what does he do on stage? He mentioned being on stage, and I was like, oh yeah, what do you do on stage? And people were just generally outraged that I would be on his show and not know like what he does. Mm-hmm. And I don't really have a defense for that. I mean, I did like a bunch of podcasts. It was probably close to 50 different podcasts that I did. And I've never heard of researching the show that you're going on as being a thing, but people are outraged. So obviously I was wrong. I'm not going to defend it. And while I was on that podcast, I went in on video games in a way that just was super douchey, didn't make even any sense. And was genuinely offensive to everybody who loves video games.
See, I missed the clip on what you said about all the video game stuff.
I mean,
why was there clips on it? How do you know like people were offended?
Not only are there clips on it, there are multiple videos like video essays dedicated to how much of a fail I've just been on podcasts in general. Like one was just dedicated alone to like how bad I failed on the Danny Brown podcast. Mm-hmm. And for anybody who doesn't know, Danny Brown is a huge rapper. He's also a video game personality. So it was like an extra huge L for me to not know anything about Danny Brown and talk disparagingly of video games.
Yeah, we don't like video game people talk.
And you know what? I'm done with that. Because it's like, hey, if you enjoy it, then do it. You know, like I'm certainly, not accomplishing much by cutting firewood. You know, like I do all kinds of stuff to waste my time. Imagine Like just the amount of time I spend scrolling through social media and watching YouTube videos. Like everything that I've ever said negative about video games, saying that it's a waste of time, that it's like people sitting on the sofa and just like. I mean, there's a million ways to waste time, and there's a million ways to sit on the sofa, and I'm guilty of all kinds of them. So I hereby promise to never, ever disparage video games again. To each their own, whatever they enjoy.
Yeah, but that's not enough. What are you going to do to make it right? What are you going to do to make it right? Are you going to get on like a video game podcast and play some video games?
It absolutely occurred to me to get like on some video game shows. Like, I mean, there's a huge one. I'm just guessing that they're still very
Game
active.
Grumps?
Game Grumps. Like, I was on there, and mind you, I was on there and said disparaging things about video games years ago. And I mean, it was just kind of a different tone, and it was kind of fun and light. Whereas on the Danny Brown podcast, I don't know, I was just burned out. I was just burned out by that point. And
I think let's get you on a Twitch and let's get you like an Activision account. Let's get you to play some games. You know, we can get you on Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. We can reach out to them, see if they want to give you a Steve-O skin. There's a lot of ways to get back to the gamer community.
I don't know what a skin is, but I do want to make it up to the gamer community. All right, so let's move on to the next. Is
it hot in here?
There was a, and this particularly hurt because there's a YouTube channel that I watch a lot of. It's called Too Lazy to Try. I think it's spelled with the number 2. Too Lazy to Try. And there's I think they got like more views than usual on their video essay about how it says Steve-O's podcast appearances are a mess. And tons of viewership on it. And 209,000 views. So here's the thing. There are personalities out there who have been known to like send copyright claims, try to like shut down channels. Like, I'm not that guy. Not only am I happy for Too Lazy to Try to have his video, so I'm not going to challenge anything. I'm sitting here promoting it. And I like it was gonna hurt my feelings. I know probably too much to actually watch it. It's like I'm asking you guys, did you watch it?
I did not.
It's full.
I watched the whole thing.
Oh, that's your time. Okay, so Isaac might need a mic right now. Do you agree with everything that was said, or do you think that it was a little too?
Well,
harsh?
what did they say? It maybe what did they say on there?
Well, I mean, in general, there was a critique of you not knowing about who Danny Brown was, and then obviously the video game critique.
And the video game.
Yeah, they brought light to your appearance on the Adam Friedland show.
What was the criticism there?
The criticism there was that you weren't engaging with them too much, and you were really enjoying your time with the Fume while they bantered back and forth.
I mean, that one, like, I'm not going to necessarily push back on that one, but they have their own, like, kind of a thing.
Yeah, their own little shtick.
Yeah, like the Adam Friedland show, they were doing their kind of thing. And, like, for me to try to, like, steer that ship, it just wasn't going to happen. So I just kind of let them do their thing. I don't know that was an offense.
What number of how many podcasts did you do during that time?
At least 40.
So is there like on the next thing that you're promoting, is there like a number that you're like, I probably shouldn't go over
Yeah, maybe.
24 in 2 weeks?
Yeah, maybe. Okay, so what are there any more L's? Just kind of generally over promoting the bucket list, I'm guessing.
Yeah, just like kind of driving the conversation back to the bucket list special.
Right.
Yeah.
And I did watch the beginning of the video, and he was like, hey, he's out there promoting his thing. And he said that by making my comedy specials multimedia and like jackass style of stuff, that's a good call. And I am proud of it, dude. Like the bucket
You
list.
should be. It's super epic.
Thanks for that, Vinny. And I do agree. The bucket list is super sick. And I also feel very strongly about how super sick Shopify is. Shopify is sponsoring this episode. And let me tell you why I love them. Because they bring into one easy to use interface every possible facet of online business that could possibly exist. And I've had websites since before a lot of you guys were born. And I've had every kind of website along the way. And only with Shopify is it so easy to get started building a website, to get started building a business, and to be able to integrate everything. Frankly, if your website isn't using Shopify, then it's going to be a lot harder for you to incorporate other elements of business. That's all anybody wants is for your website to be Shopify, for your e-commerce hub to run with Shopify, because it's the easiest, it's the best, it is the gold standard of e-commerce. And I'm telling you, I am an e-commerce guy and I love it. I stand by it. And Shopify loves me and they love the listeners of the Wild Ride podcast. That's why you guys can get a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Stevo. Be careful to make sure it's all lowercase. Shopify.com/Stevo for that $1 per month trial period. It doesn't get any more risk-free than that. And whatever stage your business is in, if you're just starting to build a website, or if you already have a huge business and you want to scale up, doesn't matter what level you're at, Shopify is your answer. So one more time, go to shopify.com/Stevo to get the $1 per month trial period. And let's get back to it.
Well, what else are you supposed to do? I mean, are people ripping on Robert Downey Jr. when they're going around promoting Iron Man 3? You know what I mean? It's like, how come there's only like YouTube channels that bash like comedians that are doing shit? And like, are there ones that like bash, Scarlett Johansson for promoting?
Well, I mean, it's interesting, man. It calls to mind what I brought up with Michael Chandler, the UFC fighter, about how there's no other sport other than the UFC where people are like, oh, dude, you suck, man. You were just trying to win.
Yeah.
Any other sport, if you win, that's a good thing. But in the UFC, you have to both win and
be entertaining,
be wildly entertaining, and drive the fans crazy with all of the excitement. Mm-hmm. And like being, an entertainer and a businessman, you get kind of the same thing. Like, oh, dude, you're a businessman, but you're trying to make money.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think business is? Like, business is an exercise in trying to make money. But clearly, I'm, back at this crossroads of like, what am I, a businessman or am I an entertainer? And I really, really I just want to just go back to just giving people entertainment that they enjoy.
Well, now's probably a good time to cut to an ad read if you. No, but like that's the thing. People.
I've said this before that like podcast. Anybody's complaining about ad reads on a podcast just doesn't watch podcasts.
Yeah.
Like I'm never gonna feel bad.
And plus, like Vinny, you put chapters in there so they can skip ahead to that if you don't want to listen.
Yep, that's exactly
Vinny's
what I do.
doing chapters. We should announce that Vinny is the main editor.
Yeah, and the other thing that I've been seeing is like sometimes what YouTube will do is like right after an ad read, it will be YouTube ads. So it's like,
but don't we disable those?
No one told me to disable YouTube reads.
Yeah, I think disable the mid rolls.
The mid rolls, okay.
Yeah, I don't think we ever wanted to have mid rolls.
Okay.
And for the record, I wasn't the one nose breathing on the last podcast. Did we ever find out who it was?
It was me.
It was you.
It was me.
All the comments were like, dude, who's nose breathing?
Yeah.
Man, that's brave of you guys to be able to check out the comments, dude.
Yeah, it's it
Well,
gets
it's
pretty
like-
rough sometimes, but
it's
it's also
intoxicating.
It's like, yeah, but it's also it's like with this nose breathing thing, I could be like, okay, maybe I
Right.
should just hold my mic like this, so it's like I learned something.
It's
you know?
constructive
like-
criticism.
Yeah.
There it is. There's all kinds of constructive criticism in there, and I maintain that when something particularly hurts, it's because I agree with it.
Yeah.
And if I agree with it, then it's something that I need to address.
Definitely. Like one comment was, if you took a shot every time Vinny said "for sure," you'd be wasted by the time.
Right.
So it's like, okay, it's constructive criticism. Now I'm kind of aware of what I'm
It's
saying.
tough. I mean,
Yeah,
it's like you got this, role speaking to people, and it just so happens you're speaking to like 200,000 people.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, it's not like you're standing up in front of a class of 40 people.
I tell you, like it irks the hell out of me when people say a million times, or if they say like a million times.
See, I say the same thing, but also it's like when I'm watching back some stuff, I'm one of those people who say like a lot, or also So it's like,
It's a tough one.
Yeah.
It's a tough one, and when you're in a situation where you acknowledge it in your mind that it's bothering you, and then like you start keeping count, and you're just like, oh.
yeah.
A thing that really bothers me is like cussing. I wish I can just not cuss.
Well, so far we've been pretty good.
Yeah.
But to like describe something where people are, and I'm going to say because it's, but I wish I didn't say.
All right, you're doing great.
What happened? I just blacked out there for a second.
You're doing a really good job.
So you went to UFC fights about a month ago.
The L subject, have we covered everything? And like, how do I redeem myself? Like,
Well, for the gaming one, I think
but the
we already
game-
established that.
the gaming one, like, I just hope that, and I'm gonna say this whenever that comes up. Like, I know what to do with the gaming one. I could reach out to Danny Brown. That'd probably be a good idea.
That's a good idea. And look, dude, there's been times in the past where we've taken some L's, and you've done really well at like giving back to the fans and the people. Like, oh, dude, at the end of the episode, let's give away free shirts. It's like, so I don't really see the big deal of like.
I mean, here's the thing: is that I know that I could pretend I never saw it. I could pretend it doesn't bother me. I could go through life, and it's probably not going to define my existence. But I think that by letting it affect me, by drawing attention to it, and by like expressing the desire to grow and make things right, I think that's what life is about.
Absolutely.
Acknowledging when you came up short, and
Take accountability for it.
take the L.
Yeah.
So you got to stand up and take the L, acknowledge it, and try to fix it, and try to move on in a better way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think people in the comment sections like want resistance. They want you to like argue back or fight it. It's like, but what are they going to say when you're like, yeah, you're right. Fuck. What can I do about it? Okay, cool. Can we move on?
Are there any other hit pieces that we should promote? I remember seeing one that was, I think, just devoted to Steve-O fail on the Danny Brown. They made a whole video just about how much of a fail that was. But I think that we've probably exhausted that. If we want to just, shout out that one video.
What I'm very interested in is you didn't tell me what happened with Kid Rock. The whole Kid Rock situation.
That is technically another L.
Okay, well then, great transition.
Okay, so I was in Madison Square Gardens for the UFC 295. Love the UFC every time. At the beginning of the main card, Donald Trump walks in with Kid Rock and Dana White, and it's just like, wow.
How ecstatic was that crowd?
Dude, they went wild, and it's crazy. Like, I feel like in the past maybe it'd be like a little bit mixed, but the UFC, I think it's a good call for Donald Trump to be showing up at UFC fights, because it is just overwhelmingly in favor of him. I believe that it's helping him. But in any case, of course, I have a history with Kid Rock. I made a video. One of the most viewed videos on my main YouTube channel is called "Celebrities I Did Cocaine With," And I haven't seen Kid Rock since in all these years. And I go to the bathroom, we go to the bathroom in like this special area. And Kid Rock is in the bathroom as I'm waiting to go into the bathroom. He comes out and I'm like, yeah, what's up, dude? I'm just excited. Farthest thing from my mind is that video. And he's like, yo, why'd you do me like that?
That's the first thing he said to you.
Yeah, it sounded like that. He's just like, yeah, man, like, why'd you do me like that? And I was just like, I was stumped. I was like, he's like, yeah, I mean, he goes, by the way, everything in the video, 100% true, 100% true. Like, I don't have any issue with that, but why'd you do that? And I wish that I could have that encounter to do over again, because the obvious answer is that there was no revelation there. Like Kid Rock's like singing about enjoying, and furthermore, there it was like I just wish I would have said, but bro, like there was no like secrets revealed, and it was the most glorious, like epic, like celebration of rock stardom at the highest level. Like I just couldn't imagine that you'd be bummed on like how glorious of a story that was.
What year was that?
That was it was New Year's Eve when 2003 turned into 2004 turned into 2005.
19 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. But in any case, like it was cool. Like we stood there and talked a little bit longer than that. I let him know that I'm out here in Tennessee. He was stoked about that. He was like, man, I'm really just glad that you're doing well. He said really nice.
Oh, so it ended on a good note.
Yeah. It wasn't it wasn't like it was cool.
It wasn't Kid Rock now has beef with Steve.
No. It was definitely not Kid Rock now has beef. And he was just cool, man. And he was like, oh, dude, one thing has really changed since I saw you last. He goes, now I'm rich.
Really?
I was like, actually, Kid Rock, actually, Bob, you had that covered back then.
Yeah. and then he went in the stall and did a bump.
It was an L. I mean, he called me out, and I was just like, man, with all the L's on this episode, I just got to stop and give myself a W for all the times I've taken Blue Chew tablets and then gotten into the sack with my lady. Blue Chew tablets. Same active ingredient as Viagra and Cialis, except they're delicious, they're chewable, and they only cost a fraction of the price. If you're wondering, might it be a lot of fun to take a Blue Chew tablet and then get down with my significant other? I can assure you it is a ton of fun and a major W every time I do it. And when my lady sees my blue tongue, I stick it out. She knows it's on. She cheers because it's on. You guys can get an entire month's supply completely for free. If you go to bluechew.com and use the promo code STEVO, you do that. You consult with the medical provider online, take care of your prescription, and boom, an entire month's supply of Blue Chew tablets is on its way to you absolutely for free. All you have to pay is $5 for shipping. I mean, that's got to be one of the greatest deals that we've ever been able to offer our listeners. So one more time, go to bluechew.com and use the promo code STEVO to get that entire month's supply of Blue Chew tablets completely for free. All you pay is $5 for shipping. You can thank me later. Now let's get back to it. Like I'm bummed that he was bummed, and I was like, dude, I would just never like mean to bum you out, Like I just thought that whole video was just fun and ridiculous, and But in any case,
doesn't he have he has like a White House out here?
I don't doubt it.
He has a replica of inside of his White House.
Oh, wow.
That's his Nashville house right there. How gnarly is that?
I mean, what I heard is that like every landowner or property owner, like in his vicinity, he's like buying up all of their, and he's doing deals where like he'll buy somebody's property, but they can just live on it as usual for the rest of their natural
That's
life.
what Brad Pitt did.
And that's what they did with the Playboy Mansion.
Oh, really?
Didn't Hugh Hefner sell the Playboy Mansion to somebody who'd let him live there?
Oh, until he died. Yeah.
For the rest of his natural life. That's the thing. But yeah, Kid Rock is baller, dude.
How far is he from you?
I have no idea, dude. I didn't ask him his address, dog. Clearly, I can't be trusted with any information.
Yeah. Do a YouTube video on his address.
Right. But yeah.
So he rolled in with Trump.
He rolled in with Trump, and it was just during the fights. Like, I just have a thing where I have to pee all the time.
Yeah,
like,
you
I
do.
go to the bathroom.
Because
Like,
you drink so much fucking coffee.
yeah.
Well, but all right. So I think on the list is talking about Trump.
Shout out to Kid Rock. Shout out to just for being cool, man. And I never meant to bum him out. And like, I consider him and particularly that story to be glorious.
Yeah, it's pretty epic.
All-time rock star, like highest level of rock star.
For sure.
Yeah. So yeah, Trump was there.
Did you talk to Trump?
I did not talk to Trump.
All right. So here we are. If
Okay, well, here's the thing. Like, I talked about this, on that disastrous promotional run a couple times. That one night, just out of curiosity, I Googled, like, what are the Vegas odds of Donald Trump becoming president again? And it was like the most likely scenario. Like, wait, what? And then, like, okay, presidential election odds. He's like, his legal woes are not slowing him down. He's favored to win. Donald Trump becoming
plus
president,
120.
Plus 120. There's a 45% chance of Donald Trump becoming president, and the 33.3% chance of Biden becoming president. Now, look up the Vegas odds of Donald Trump versus Biden. What are the Vegas odds it's going to be Trump versus Biden in 2024? Like, this is insane. Like, it's just like, it's a foregone conclusion.
But Trump's going to win.
Well, no, that it's going to be Biden versus Trump in the actual as the primaries. Like,
I mean, then why are they even having a race for like the other candidates?
Yeah, why are they having a race for runner up?
Yeah, it's like
I think it's
Trump's in court and he's beating everybody that's even debating, like Vivek Ramaswamy.
He's not even showing up.
He's not even showing up.
and it's becoming more and more popular. It's
so 41% probability that Donald Trump's going to win. I mean, here's the thing: if it comes down to Trump versus Biden, and you have a gun to your head, who do you vote for?
I mean, I don't. I'm not going to try to alienate anybody who has strong political beliefs. I will just say this, that even people who are not fans of Donald Trump, even people who do not want Donald Trump to be the president, I would not be surprised if the majority of them would rather Donald Trump be president than Biden.
But Biden's pretty bad. I mean,
dude, like
the gaffes and he can't even talk right. And,
he's shaking people's hands who aren't there.
Is this where he falls?
but why is that the choice? That's the problem.
That's like, why can't we come up with anything better than And I'll say this, that this, like, I feel like Biden is just clamoring to get us into a war.
But he's not even functioning. Like, he's not like calculating a war. He doesn't have the ability.
Like, I don't know. And one could argue that the president is just like you know, like a.
I mean, Jesus Christ, dude. As I say, it looks like my grandpa that had Alzheimer's towards the end. I
For
mean,
anybody
it's
listening, we're basically watching a montage of President Biden just falling down, falling off bikes, falling on stairs.
yeah. I mean, I think the best bet for the
that's
Democrat
not even that bad. Like wasn't one of the presidents in a wheelchair the whole time?
FDR.
Yeah, I mean, like who cares if the guy doesn't have good balance? The problem is he can't talk.
Well, no,
can't
he doesn't have good balance because he's like deteriorating. You know,
Right.
FDR had polio. Was it
Yeah,
FDR? I mean, I don't know shit about presidents, but
I don't know, and we don't need to become a political show, but I just think that it is really, really something that we're looking at Biden versus Trump.
I mean, I don't like Newsom, but like Newsom would be the Democratic best bet, or RFK, but the Democrats don't even like RFK.
Dude, they don't have anybody. It's a moot point.
So it's
there is
Biden.
nobody.
Yeah.
It's insane. Okay, so what's next?
Well, I think, yeah. I mean, do you want to talk about that news?
Okay, we gotta talk about our boy Vinny over here.
Yeah, let's do it.
We've mentioned that Vinny has gotten crushed. A lot of beef. He's been an absolute beef crusher.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's gonna be a
Crushing the same beef for the rest of my
one
life.
gash dude.
I am one gash dude.
One gash guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm happy about it.
You're gonna be a one gash guy.
A one gash guy, yeah.
And Vinny's the main editor. We might as well just say producer.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
over here
that's-
producing his ass off.
Yeah, it's on my IMDb.
Did you create your own IMDb
No,
page?
no, I did
It
not.
just came up.
Wait,
on
wait,
It
wait.
just came up.
You have an IMDb.
Oh no, I have an IMDb. Yeah.
Does it say Skinny Vinny?
No, it has my name.
Okay, and you're getting married.
Yes, I'm getting married. No, yeah. So next month, January is the big day. I'm happy.
Why?
It's about
Hey,
time.
why are you getting married on a Monday?
It's the first wedding I've ever been to that's getting married on a Monday.
Okay,
Never,
so
ever heard
because we're
about-
doing the whole the Whitechapel thing, and on the weekends they're just so booked. You're literally like standing in line to get married.
Because those Elvis impersonators are just so popular.
Crushing it.
They're so in demand.
Yeah, yeah.
You're getting married by an Elvis impersonator.
Yes, I am
At the
At
Whitechapel,
at the Whitechapel, the mini Whitechapel.
and then you're having a reception at a house afterwards.
Yes, at a pretty sick house looking over the strip.
And are you nervous about getting married?
No, I'm not nervous about getting married. I'm just I don't like the whole like standing at the altar that in front of everybody. That kind of like
What about that? Doing
just
the
like
vows?
just getting like super vulnerable.
Have you
in front of
already
everybody.
written your vows?
A little bit.
Man, I'll get myself in trouble. Like when you look at statistically, the
You're getting
odds,
yourself in trouble already.
the statistical odds of marriages not ending in divorce. How many? What percentage of marriage end in divorce?
80%.
73
Boy.
of third marriages are dissolved. 67 of second marriages. Does that mean that all right.
They say statistically, the more you spend on the wedding, the less time you're going to be married for. You ever heard that?
I have not.
Vinny's in good shape.
Vinny's going to fucking stay together forever.
Yeah. See, I always wanted like the big wedding, but then like I realized how much fucking money it costs.
Yeah, it's expensive to get
No,
married.
I'm good.
Dude, like, it's crazy, man. Like everything's expensive,
Yeah.
dude. So my point being that with the divorce statistics being so staggeringly not in favor of marriages working out, like it makes the wedding vows seem like disingenuous, right? Like it's just like,
Okay.
you know, and I'm not even, I think that my approach by staying engaged for so long, like when I get married, I have no, not that I had question in my mind before, but I think that by taking time and you want to know that you're doing something right, or you should just not bother doing it at all. And that's how I feel about coffee, which is why I love AeroPress so much. Turns out drip coffee is for losers, and AeroPress is the way to go. It's not French press, it's AeroPress. And dude, like, they have these world championship competitions where baristas like compete over making coffee, and it's all about AeroPress. By the way, they have 55,000 five-star reviews on like the internet. Might be the best reviewed product that we've ever had. And now, for those who are not able to see, oh boy, I got fire, oh boy. All right, for those of you who can't see, I just took a cast iron skillet out of the fireplace and badly poured it into my AeroPress. And now comes the satisfying plunge. Listen to this. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you make coffee like a real badass. So, you want to try this? You go to aeropress.com/Stevo. That's aeropress.com/Stevo for up to 20% off your order. And Christmas might be over, but how about buying yourself this gift, you coffee lover, you? One more time, it's aeropress.com/Stevo for up to 20% off your AeroPress. Stop dripping, start pressing, and let's get back to it. You know, really being sure.
Yeah.
Like, look before you leap, you know, like,
Yeah.
I'm not even, like, shitting on my odds. I'm just saying that in the totality, the big picture of it.
The numbers.
Like when people get divorced and then they play back the footage of them reading their vows, it's just like, you know? Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Like, I just want to give my vows a lot of thought and do that. You know, the Neil Donald Walsh in Conversations with God, book 2 or book 3, just shit on marriage. So bad.
Yeah, but I feel like he was married.
Yeah, and he got married after that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he got remarried after that. And he wrote vows in like a particular way that worked. But it was just like the nature of the universe. Like everything is energy and everything is always constantly changing. Like that's physics, that's everything. Nothing stays the same. That's the universe. Mm-hmm. So how can you speak now about how you're going to feel later when everything changes? That's just like the fundamental problem.
Yeah, but isn't that supposed to, like, the whole thing about love and marriage, about like having to fight to keep that feeling?
Right. I mean, the definition of a perfect marriage is two imperfect people who refuse to give up on each other.
Yes.
And I love that.
I love that too.
I love that too.
But Steve, what denomination are you going to get married under? I mean, like,
Denominations? What do you mean? Like,
I mean, like Catholic, Christian, spiritual. Are you going to have SRF? Like, what's the?
Do you have to have a denomination?
Well, is there going to be a priest marrying you? Is there going to be a buddy? Like, I don't know how that works.
Somebody get me a Satanist.
You want a Satanist to give you your vows?
I bet. Like, hey, honey.
Like, Vinny, what's the is
I mean,
there,
that's why I asked you two if you guys were.
But you're
ordained.
Italian, so is it like a Catholic thing or?
No, I mean
non-denominational wedding is a ceremony that doesn't necessarily have a religious tone, but it can include some religious references if the couple so chooses.
So you're gonna have a Satanist, yours?
I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't need to like go out of my way to rub people the wrong way. I mean, I would like I choose Satanism, but you know. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think that rubbed people the wrong way. But what is the definition of Satanism?
Okay, I have my own definition of Satanism, and the only reason why I even like get a kick out of it.
The worship of Satan.
Right. I mean, it's a farce, dude. Nobody who identifies as a Satanist even believes in Satan, I don't think. What it is to me, the idea of heaven being exclusive to anybody who doesn't believe a certain thing is not cool, man. I mean, I grew up, my best friend Abdullah, a Muslim. Like, what am I going to subscribe to some kind of belief that I'm going to go to a heaven that Abdullah is not allowed in? Like, that's the problem for me. The problem is, if heaven's all that it's cracked up to be, I would love to check it out, but not without everybody who I love of all different beliefs. Simple, you know? So
Well,
I
yeah,
just, I
that's-
don't have an interest in a heaven that does not include all of my loved ones. And by the measure of religions, the way I see it, that means I'm going to hell because I don't want to accept something that excludes my loved ones. So that means I'm going to hell. So I better start trying to get cool with Satan now because I'm going to hell because I don't want to be in heaven without my friends.
Yeah, I think though that like organized religions are the only one that comes up with those types of heaven. Like when you get, I was listening to like a NDE on this girl who went to church 3 times a week. She was a Catholic. She was like 60 years old. She died, and she went to heaven. And she's like, dude, it's not like anything that you read in the Bible. It's exactly what you're describing. And so she came back. Just imagine like a 60-year-old woman who went to church 3 times a week to pray. She's like, I stopped going to church because it's not what it is in the Bible. So
I mean, that's the thing is that, like, again, the universe is all energy and it's always changing, and there's only one thing. You know, it's like a drop of water is also the ocean. You can't separate a drop of water from the ocean because it's one thing. And so we're all little drops of water in a big ocean, and we're all the same ocean. So the idea that there's any separation is stupid.
yeah, they said the wave can't say it's the ocean, but the ocean can say it's the wave.
Say that again.
The wave cannot say it's the entire ocean, but the ocean can say it is the wave.
Okay.
Ooh, I like
I
that.
think that's like, you know, we can't say we're God, but we're a part of it.
But God can say it's
Yeah.
us. Yeah. So there's that.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. I remember like my first week of college, like in between beers and vodkas and
Acid.
and weed. I was like, it had nothing to do with my classes, but I had this deep thought: we are all cells in the body of God. And I wrote like this whole essay about it and like brought it to my teacher. My teacher was like, interesting. Like, it's got nothing to do with it.
Dude, when was the first time you did acid? How old were you?
16.
And when you scored it, were you nervous to do it, or were you like?
I was, and if I recall correctly, I bought the acid, kept it in my wallet because I was saving it for when I was going to take it, and like I think that just it being in my wallet like completely ruined the.
I've heard that before. That,
It just took all the power out of
You're
it.
supposed to keep it in like tinfoil if you're gonna put it.
Do you
in
remember
wallet.
what design it had on it?
I think I took like half a hit and it was like didn't have anything in it. I think I took it and it didn't work. Then I went to the Grateful Dead concert and took a full one that like absolutely. But that was when like I was trying to fall asleep for school because I had school the next day and there were 3 of me laying in the bed.
Yeah.
And I was like trying not to disturb the me that was on this side or the me that was on the other side. I was in the middle, and it was like all 3 of us are trying to sleep here. Like,
But were you the kind of guy that like once he did a new drug, like were you the kind of guy who would get nervous about, or you're like, nah, give it, let me try it?
Nah.
Or were you like my hands are getting clammy just fucking thinking about doing drugs and I haven't, you know?
I was just very excited to try whatever I can.
Like
get
you're
my
like,
hands
dude,
on.
because you shot up acid.
Yeah.
And like you weren't nervous about.
No, not at all. At that point when I did shoot up acid, it was my motto was like if I could rig it, I could dig it. So it's like
Oh my god.
anything that I could put in a needle, I would. And I just It was really gnarly. I didn't do it again, but it was like a hell of an experience.
What was it?
It was just instant. Like, you know how it takes a little bit of time to kick in when you eat it? It was just a snap of a finger.
How many doses did you take?
I don't know the milliliters, but it was...
You took a tab, you cooked it up, and you...
No. We had liquid LSD. We had liquid LSD that we got from Silk Road.
Silk Road.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you bought it through Bitcoin?
With Bitcoin, when Bitcoin was $100.
And you...
Wow.
Yeah.
How much is acid on the Silk Road at that time?
Okay, wait a second. So you had Bitcoin when it was worth $100.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And what did you sell it at?
We didn't sell. We would use it to buy drugs off of
How
Silk
many
Road.
Bitcoin do you think you spent?
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude, we were spending a lot.
Of Bitcoin?
Yeah, a lot. Because we lived in the middle of Vermont, so it's like we didn't really have drug dealers anywhere. So it's like that we would just order a bunch of drugs and come straight to our
And
doorstep.
Silk Road was just reliable as
Yeah,
hell.
super.
Wait,
It was like
FedEx?
Amazon. It was like Amazon. 5-star reviews. You know, if they had good reviews, you know that they wouldn't rob you for your money.
What'd you buy on there?
Everything.
Like, give me an example of something you bought on there.
Heroin, liquid LSD, powdered Xanax.
It's good?
Bro. the stuff that I've gotten off Silk Road was probably the best stuff I've ever done in my life.
Whoa.
No joke. Yeah.
Where's
And
the
it would come
heroin?
straight to your doorstep.
Right, but like let's say marijuana, it has a powerful smell. Like what do they do?
We
about
never
that?
ordered marijuana. I mean, dude, at that time, I wasn't worried about smoking weed. All my interest was just fucking
Right.
the
Okay,
good
so
stuff.
does heroin not have like a smell?
No. I mean, it does if you take it out of the package, but like if you wrap it up pretty good.
So Silk Road had like packing standards to make sure
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Really?
Would they put? Would you order like an ounce of heroin, and it shows up in like a big gigantic box where it's hidden in the middle?
No, it would. A lot of the times it would be in like candy packages, and it would be like a box full of different things of candy, and then like.
Would there be like a little note on your account? Be like it's in the receipts.
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You weren't worried about like it says the FBI shuts down Silk Road. Like you weren't worried about them know you had an account?
No, dude, I was.
What was your username
Dude,
on there?
Every YouTube video about Silk Road is just the greatest video out there.
Dude, it
Like,
was crazy. You could get anything you wanted from the black market on Silk Road. It was super gnarly.
And wasn't it like they promised that they didn't keep anybody's information, but in fact they totally did. And then
I don't know about-
the
I don't know.
FBI had like the guy's laptop with like every single person's name and
Yeah,
address.
did you see that movie on the Silk Road?
I tried to watch the movie with the actors and I just couldn't do it. But I watched every documentary on YouTube.
See, Vinny, how'd you log into the Silk Road? What do you do?
You had to use a
Tor.
A Tor, yeah.
A torrent.
A torrent, yeah.
Not a,
See,
not,
I wasn't.
I think a torrent is different than Tor. I think.
I'm not sure. See, I wasn't the tech guy. The tech guy was like my best friend. He was the one that had all the Bitcoin. He was the one that do that, but he
And then
passed away. Rest
Did
in
you
peace.
see things you can buy? Because I've heard
Yeah,
you could
you
like
could-
hire a hit.
you could
on
hire a
there.
hitman, you could
You
hire-
saw
yeah,
all that for
yeah.
purchase.
Uh-huh.
How much is it to like hire a hit?
I don't remember. I wasn't really.
And then the Silk Road guy was like hiring a hit.
I don't know. He ended up getting
Jesus.
busted at like a
I
library.
think he ended up getting busted for trying to hire a hit.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's wild, dude. Sentenced to prison
And
for
here I'm
life.
sitting there. Obviously, my retention's not that great if I watched every video about it. But I swear, I loved every video I watched.
Yeah,
on
then,
Silk Road.
and then like eventually when Silk Road got taken down, they started Silk Road 2, and then that got taken down, and then it was Pandora's Market, and that was a big one. And
People are buying drugs on like Craigslist, right? So like if you need
I was
heroin,
buying drugs on
you
Craigslist.
got to go to
Murder
like
for hire. He targeted 5 people in murder for hire. The guy ended up in like a rock and a hard spot situation where like if he didn't like draw a hard line and kill some people, then everyone else is gonna take advantage of him.
yeah.
poor guy. God, decisions, dude. So, Vinny, when people go into like your sober living or something, like it's crazy to me that people are buying like heroin off Craigslist, and
Yeah, I don't know
what
if
they're
that's-
searching for is like I'm looking for a roofer for hire.
No. So if you're looking for heroin, it's called roofing tar. You search up roofing tar on Craigslist.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Or Xanax, you ladders.
What?
Yeah, ladders, because a Xanax bar looks like a little mini ladder. And then for crystal meth, it was window something.
And so
because
what,
it
you
was
go
clear.
to like hiring on Craigslist and it's like, hi,
Because it's called glass.
Yeah, glass, yeah. And no, you don't look, not for hire, for sale in the for sale stuff.
Isaac, can you do that?
I don't know if it's still a thing anymore, but because that's when I first came to
Don't do
LA.
that, dude. I don't need my house like searching for.
No, but you're just hiring a painter. So you're looking for a roofer for hire, right? So like none of these are, web.
No, you'd be able to tell. Because before I came to LA, I'd never heard of it. Like the only thing that I
an
might
LA
have did
thing?
was like order an escort off Craigslist in Connecticut.
Yeah.
But when I went to my first rehab in LA, I heard somebody talk about it, and when I got kicked out, I was like, oh, let me try it, and that's what I was doing because I didn't know anybody.
You were looking for heroin?
Yeah.
On Craigslist?
Yeah.
And you would
I
actually
scored
do it?
a bunch. Yeah, I scored it a bunch of times.
But it wasn't as good as Silk Road.
No.
Yeah.
And plus, the West Coast stuff is way shittier than the East Coast stuff.
Okay, so you get China White on one coast and black tar on the other.
Yeah, I mean, so black tar would be on the West Coast. East Coast, you'd get lucky if you found China White, but it was mostly it would be like this root beer color, but it was a powder.
How many times did you OD?
I have 15.
15? How do you know?
I've woken up next to EMTs 15 times. 3 of them I was pronounced dead.
15? 3 times what?
3 of them I was pronounced dead.
Wow.
You've been dead.
Dude, we always just keep going deeper and deeper. Hey, watch out, guys. I'm just trying to do a little fire management right here. throwing logs on the fire.
Fuck. All right. Well, what's next on the list? I'm excited about this one. I think it's the affiliate marketing program. Can we talk about that? These are all the things that you can find them on your website.
I mean, here's the thing, dude. Like we're back to the thing where it's like, oh, dude, you're a businessman trying to make money. Like that's kind of the jam that we find ourselves
You
in.
make 30 cents when somebody orders something.
Hey, I get it. And acknowledging that by banging everybody over the head with buy this, buy that, give me your money for this, it's actually a much softer and less abrasive approach to being entrepreneurial by just talking about things that I cannot live without.
Yeah, can you go to the stevo.com and then see where they are? Because I would actually be interested. Maybe you can pick a couple and choose why you chose these. Just go up underneath the products. Nope, go down.
Don't even worry about it because it's in my Instagram bio. Stevo's favorite products is also on.
I mean, you have a Contigo right here.
Yeah,
I mean, can you explain just maybe 2 or 3 of them why you like them?
Everything is every episode of the Wild Ride podcast. I always have my Contigo. I swear by it. I love it. It's because you can't spill, and when you want to take a sip, you push the button. Like I love it. People ask me what's my biggest regret in life, and it's 100% that I went for so many years without flossing. Because by not flossing, I ended up with like food stuck between my teeth, and then that food rots, and then you get this bacteria in your mouth that you yourself cannot smell, but everybody that you talk to can absolutely smell it, and nobody will ever say, yo, you got bad breath, because that's just our society is structured that way. So now, because of that bacteria, like my gums went to hell, and with all my fake teeth, like I've got more areas that can catch like food that can rot. So for me, like flossing is huge. I've got my charcoal mint floss on there, and my water pick, dude.
Those are your 3.
The water pick blasts. It's just like pressure cleaning, kind of. You blast out all of the loose. It's amazing. Like when you use a water pick, you think you're fine. You can do this. Brush your teeth completely where you feel like you're totally clean. And then, as an afterthought, use the water pick where you blast the water between your teeth, and all of this food will come out. You'll be like, oh my God, I thought I had it clean.
The water pick's on this?
Yeah, big time. Right there. It's the $25 water pick cordless, like travel water pick. And you just blast. You're like, oh my God, all that food that I just blasted out with the water pick was jammed in between my teeth, and it was going to rot and turn into this.
Yeah. Halitosis.
I remember in 1996, I was on this road trip with this guy, and he goes, dude, your breath smells like something crawled behind your teeth and died. And in hindsight, like that's almost exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Just it died first.
Yeah.
I'm curious about this road trip you took in '96.
It was my first ever sponsor, one that never even gets mentioned because it was not a company that was like hip to skating. It was the first company that gave me a T-shirt. It was called Bizo, and
you're like, wait. If you're gonna give me a T-shirt, I'm gonna ride from Florida to New Mexico.
Well, the guy they put in charge, the rad guy that they hired to run it, was this guy Jim Crage, and he had just a random Porsche that he had to pick up. I forget
How do you spell Bizo?
It was Bizo. It was called Extreme Wear for the Planet.
How did he find you? Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Type in Steve-O, see if he's in any articles.
Look at that.
Oh shit. That's like Raver gear, 96.
Oh my God, damn, I kind of want to buy this vintage Bizo stuff. Then they went on to make shoes. They were the worst shoes.
Are you in
ever
any
made.
articles or anything?
I mean, I would imagine that I probably am. Remember, they hired these surfers, and they paid the surfers like I think $30,000 for like their deals, and I was just like, oh my God, those guys are rich. But yeah.
That's so funny.
All
right, gentlemen.
You got to go.
I think I want to wrap up with this. I feel better, for acknowledging my L's. Like, I don't know that it's gonna like fix everything. Like, but I feel better. And check this out. I had the steveoraw.com. It was this paid subscription where I could post anything I wanted. I had no community guidelines, nudity, violence, like whatever you name it. And I wasn't coming up with enough new, edgy stuff to really warrant charging people a membership fee, and that was bothering me for the longest time. So I was like, I gotta shut it down. And I was thinking that I wanted to shut it down. And then I found out, Reddit, you can put whatever you want, because I got into Reddit. I mean, like the whole Let's Talk BAM Reddit, I started checking that out. Like, oh, holy crap, you can put anything that you want on there. So I started Steve-O Raw. I just moved to steveoraw.com, and then I shut it down. I said, hey, everybody, just move over to Reddit. I can do the same damn thing here, and nobody has to pay anything, which I was stoked on. So we started the Steve-O Raw Reddit, and now I'm scared to go on it because I feel like Reddit completely turned on me.
Why?
I don't know. Reddit's mean. Reddit's mean. I know that I can't go in the jackass. I spent some time. Okay, it should be a pinned comment in Steve-O Raw, and it says, "Let's get this party started." And in my pinned comment, I talk about why I started it, and then I'm like, man, I talk about taking L's in the Jackass sub. I'm just straight up, what makes negative comments hurt the most is when they're true. And a lot of what I read in the Jackass subreddit was true. A lot of it was bullshit, but a lot of it was true. So I pledged there. Oh, and by the way, the whole point of that pinned comment was to draw attention to my gnarly special being 100% free.
That's sick.
My gnarly special is 100% free, linked in my Instagram bio. It's on stevo.com. It's on Reddit. And Yeah, man.
Do you want to talk about the sick cruise that we're going on?
Okay. We're going on a sick cruise.
Get ship-faced.
We're going on a cruise. It's the Impractical Jokers cruise.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I should mention this on like the intro to this. And they've proposed all different kinds of activities that I should be taking part in. And I said yes to everything.
Sick.
I just want to like play ball, you know.
Yeah.
If I'm going on this cruise, like they want me to host a belly flop contest, my answer is yes.
Yeah.
They want me to. What were the other things?
Hot sauce something contest, bingo.
Host bingo. I'm in. I used to host bingo at a nursing home. I used to volunteer at a nursing
Sober?
home. In early sobriety, that was my deal.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like as part of sober living, you had to either get a job or you had to volunteer so many hours a week. And I was just
Did
like,
bingo.
I went to a nursing home. And
That's
then like
right.
I kept doing it after I didn't have to do it anymore.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
So the cruise is January 22nd to 26th, Miami to Nassau, Bahamas. GetShipFacedCruise.com.
Yep. That's right. All right, everybody. I don't expect forgiveness, but I appreciate it.
But we welcome it.
Yeah, I don't expect it, but I welcome it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
All right, man.
Sweet.
Yeah, guys. Now let me peel back the curtain to leave you with this. I had encouragement from loved ones to not draw attention to L's. People saying, dude, you're a winner, man. Like, don't do that to yourself. And I dug in my heels. I said, you know what? Those L's were real. I really took them, and I'm the kind of guy who's going to do this. I stood by it. I still do, and I feel good for it. To those people who loved me and who encouraged me to preserve myself, thank you. I love you back, but that's how it's going to be. So with that, I wish you guys the best holidays and happy everything. Love you.